Okay, so here we are on the flight factor 777 on runway 22 left at Logan. Let's turn down this ambient volume here first. There we go. Okay, get off these guys. We'll leave that one on. Open our doors. Load our stats. Looks like the stats saved the ambient volume too. Okay, load the plane. You notice that there's no fuel truck, passenger bus, GPUs on the runway. I think they used to be there, but they're not there anymore. Okay, so we're loaded. We're going to close the doors. There we go. Get rid of all this stuff. We'll leave the GPUs for the moment. Okay, let's get in the cockpit now. Okay, so we're going to turn on our battery, asymmetric thrust, our inertial navigation reference unit here. Okay, we got that on. Start this guy. Turn on our power. So obviously we heard that the connection to the power there. So even though we don't see any GPU outside, we do have a GPU. We are connected to a GPU. Okay, so we can open these guys. Open that. Just leave that off for the moment. Open these guys. Turn our temperature somewhere on auto. Okay. All our bleed airs. Now we'll start the APU, do our fuel pumps. And turn these all to auto. Okay. All looks good. Let's turn on our flight director. Set our heading to, we're on runway 22, so we're going to set this to 220. Okay, there we go. Now, here's the flight plan we want to fly. And we notice that we're going to be flying 139. That's this heading right here to intersect this point here. So after we fly out here, we got to adjust the heading to 139. Okay, so right now we just fly out here and then go straight for a while and then 139. Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can put this stuff in our FMS. Clear that out. Initial reference is, click that, put that in there. Okay, there we go. Route. Okay, so up here the K, let's just use the keyboard. So KBOS in lowercase, KJFK. Okay, we can activate that. Okay, runway departure, we're going to be on 22 left. There we go. And I think it is a SOX 5. Okay, so we're going to execute that. Arrival is going to be I think it's, what's the next one? Let's look at the next page. I don't remember. Let's see if we try parch, and then seems like it accepted that. Let's just see what that looks like now. If we look, okay, so we go to our legs, and let's get this off of weather. This is maybe waypoint. Turn that off. And put this on flight plan. Scrolling. Goes the opposite way. Down moves it to the right. Yeah, right. Okay, so let's step through here and see what it looks like. Jester, socks, parch, CC, Robert, Crail, Capit. Okay, so execute that. Vectors, we don't want any darn vectors in there. We're going to delete that out of there. Okay, activate that. Okay, so what do we got here? If we try to follow this, socks, then put HFD, MAD, and CC. Put HFD, MAD, and CC. Okay. Put HFD, MAD, and CCC. Next page. Parch. Okay, so what did this look like again? We didn't have any parch. We had cathode. Let's see if we can get cathode in there. Put HFD CC cathode. Let's try cathode. Cathode. Nah. Over here. Cathode. Okay, then see if we can delete parch out of there. Delete CC Robert out of there. Delete CC out of there. Let's see, what are we going now? Cancel that, we don't want that. iGlide. Okay, so we don't need Crail and Capit. Okay, delete Crail, delete Capit. Execute that. Okay, now let's see, next page. So after cathode, we don't use matter or any of that, do we? We don't. Okay, let's see if we can put in iGlide. Okay, iGuide. Is iGuide or iGlide? iGuide. Okay. Delete matter. Delete. Okay, let's look at that now. Legs. Step. 210. Okay, let's oh, you Ramcon thing. Okay. Buck Jester. Sox, Putt, HFD, Mad, CC, Catod, iGuide, JFK. Okay, well, let's just see how that works. Now, we're going to be, cruise altitude is going to be 6,000. Cost index 99. Reserves 5. Request that. Thrust limit 11 degrees. Okay, take off. Flaps 5%. Okay, unavailable. Okay, in that case, try derate the engine. Request references. Clear. Request. Let's try. Now we can fill these guys in. Okay. That all looks good. Okay. Arrival, departure, alternate VNAV. Let's see. Transition altitude. Speed 220. No, 250 is too fast. We'll try 220 / transition 5,000. See if it'll accept that. Ixnay. Nope. Let's try 220. Nope. 220. No. Okay, transition altitude. How about 5,000? Okay. Climb. Speed 220. Let's try it now. No. VNAV 220. Whoop. Already got it there. Slash. Not letting me do it. Okay, let's see our legs. Let's see if we can put in 220 here. 220. Ixnay. Let's try here. Let's try 220. Whoop. 220. Okay, clear. How about 220 / 1,000? Uh-huh. 220 / 1,000. Uh-huh. 220 slash 1400. 220 slash 1400. 220 slash 4000. 220 slash 4000. Woo. 220 slash 4000. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So, okay, so close that. Where'd our engines go? I thought we had engines running already. No. Okay, no, obviously not, because I haven't actually clicked them onto normal yet. Start. We'll start one engine. And here is where last time I went into flames, I believe, because I need to adjust this one down here to about there. First notch, and let it sit there for a while. Okay, that looks good. Let's go first notch. Let it sit there a little while. We can probably crank this one. Oi. The switch moves the wrong way. Let's do a little bit of flaps. Give it 5% flaps using. Okay, now which way do I move this? Do I move it forward to go to this way, or move it backward to go that way? Let's try forward. Wrong. So let's try this one backward. Okay, so moving it backward moves it forward. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back up to 8, see if we can start this thing again. Okay, so now okay. Now this right here is controlled by I have it mapped to this 14 right here, which is looking at all these mappings, is the pitch trim up and down. Okay, so let's look at these mappings before I go anywhere. Okay, throttle 1, engine 1 is throttle 2 is throttle 1. Okay. Don't have an APU, does not work. Flaps, number 8 does work for the flaps, down a notch. Disconnect here, okay. That works, I believe. Autopilot, they're not on. Because the custom refs of this flight is flight factor 777, you can't easily get a handle on these controls. Here's the OBS HSI up and down. And the course up and down. But the course up and down, while it changes the course over here, it doesn't seem to have any effect on the controlling the plane. Again, probably because the data refs are custom for this plane. So there's very little that you can easily map. Okay, so there, that all looks good. We've got the nose trim. Now the nose trim is set in our initial reference here. Our nose trim is set, let's see, the thrust limit is right here, trim 5.75. So that's where this is right here, 5.75. Okay, so VR, V1, VR, and 36. Okay, so here I'll move that nose trim button here. You can see moving it here, and it's this one right here, as you can see, is adjusting. Let's see, on our course, let's see, got these. Okay, it's not adjusting the heading and whatever because I don't have the autopilot on at the moment. Once it's on, I'll be able to adjust these, but it won't control anything. So why bother? Okay, so that being said, let's 5. Let's see, now we want to turn on our flight director. Okay, we've got that on, we've got our heading on. We'll turn on our auto thrust. And we're going to put our feet on the brakes. Depress our brake pedals. And now let's going to give it some throttle. Where's our N1? Now I got the throttle pulled all the way back now. It's on auto throttle. And really? Well, it seems like we're crawling. Okay, there we go. Pull up my gear.
Don't sink, terrain. Too low, terrain. Don't sink.
Well, there we go. We're on our way. And it seems to be already the VNav, or the LNav rather. I never did disconnect that GPU, did I? We're just dragging that guy behind us. Details. Okay, let's see if we're going to make the turn. And then for sure we're on our way. Looks like we're going to do it. Looks good to me. At least on the little nav here. Not on intercept heading, really? Let's see. Let's look at our legs. BRRO is where we're going, 6 nautical miles. Where's that? Where's BRRO? There it is right there. We're on our way. Hey, hey. Uh-oh, what have I done? Let's autopilot disengage. Okay, well, I was messing with the buttons on the joystick. that I thought I had mapped to something else, and well, it didn't seem to do anything on these. I was watching these controls up here. It didn't seem to do anything, but it did apparently disconnect the autopilot. So what's our speed? We got it programmed at 220. What are we actually doing? 220. Oh, well, yeah, looks good. What's our altitude here? 6. So even though we have these altitudes, it's following this altitude. So now what's it going to do now? Is it going to descend to that altitude, or is it going to stay where it is at 59? We don't have anything at 59 in here. Here it says 4,000, which is what it says up here. So does that mean it's going to descend? Is it on VNAV still? Yes, it is. It doesn't seem to be descending. Nine, 8, 7. If it's descending, it's doing it pretty slowly. It looks like it's just going back down to 6,000. Let's see if it drops below 6. No. Okay, in that case, we're going to put a flight level change in, drop it down to there's our 500 VVI, so that is working, I think. Yes, it's descending. It's no longer on VNAV. What's the caution there? Engine auto start off. Let's get rid of those. I don't see any caution. Still descending. The descent rate is there. It's minus 500, which is our VVI here. Let's look at the little V map and see what's it doing. Little nav map rather. Okay, so we're just rounding another waypoint. Altitude still descending. What if I put it on VNAV now that it's already descending. Will it continue? What will it do? Where will it go? The set point is going up. VNAV altitude. Let's see, maybe not. Let's give it a minute to decide what it wants to do. Seems like it just stopped whatever it's like it's on hold. Okay, so let's put that flight level change in again. Put that back in. Don't have to click anything there, just put it in. In order to see the step there in the FMS, you have to be in flight plan mode here. If it's in any of these other modes, you won't see it. You won't be able to step. Okay, I'm gonna Alt-T it. Speed up the speed over the ground. 6 nautical miles. Okay, so we're making the turn onto putt. Here we go. So to make this flight plan, I knew what runways I wanted to leave and land on. And then I used the little nav map and the FMS options to tweak the flight plan. And I'm using the same flight plan as I used with the Saab and the King Air 350 to go from Boston to Putt to HFD to MAD to CC. Although I didn't go these last two with those other planes because I was flying by the VOR, the nav radios. So in this case, I'm flying completely by the FMC. Okay, so this shows that I'm off here. That's probably has something to do with the range. If I turn this range, yeah, and then it looks on. I guess if I zoomed in here all the way, no, zoom in all the way and it's right on the money. So I thought it might have been off too if I zoomed in, but no, it's not, so whatever. Okay, so where are we here? We are 43 nautical miles. Let's Alt-T that and speed up. Alt-T. There we go. Now last time I wasn't in RTO, which maybe I could do that now and put this into RTO max. So last time I did a leg while I was on 16, it overshot like it did just now, and I don't know if it's going to find its way back. So that's why normally I slow the speed over the ground when I approach the waypoint. It looks like it's going to find its way. Okay, so right here, I want to put this guy on RTO, which is the braking on landing. Because once I start to auto brake right here, once I start to land, I can't take my hands off the controls flying the plane, so I need to put that on there now. Okay, once it gets back on track, on the magenta track, then I may speed up time a bit. It looks like it's doing that now. Okay, so we'll speed up time. There we go. Actually, when I did that, it overshot over here. It started coming and then it overshot. So it looks like if I speed up time, it's harder for the plane to maintain this magenta course. So I'll just do it a little bit. I won't go quite so fast. Okay, back on normal speed across the ground. Let it turn the corner. Okay, looks good. Speed it up for 20 miles or so. $18, $17. Should be able to hit this one fairly easily since it's fairly straight. I'm off track again. Okay, this is where I'm going to start, need to be ready. So I'm going to need to, whoop, I didn't want to do that. Thought I was on the other screen. Okay, so I'm going to need to get up here so I can see where the runway is. Why is it? Okay. And, oh, I'm not in VNAV, huh? What's that gonna do? It's in VNAV now. And I'm sitting at 4,000 feet. Okay, we're gonna start descending. So, well, that's what it's sitting on here. That's why we're sitting at 4,000. Let's see, if I put that down to 3,000, and then click on flight level change 3,000. Do I need to do anything? Or by just putting flight level change and 3,000 in here, will it drop? Okay, it looks like it will. So I don't need to put the VVI in there. Oh, it's already got a VVI in there of 500. I didn't do that, but it must. Maybe it remembers that. Let's see. Do I see any reference to 500? Not that I can see. Where are we? Oh yeah, we're still a ways out yet. 33 miles out. Okay, there we are, 33 miles out. Doing 220. What's our altitude doing? Coming down to 3,000. Okay. Oh, we don't want this on hold. Let's put it on VNAV and see what happens. Will it climb to 3145? Since that's what's in the VNAV. That's what's here. Doesn't seem to. Seems to do a hold anyway. What if we did this? What if we did and just did down to about 1,400, like that. So our V is -100, yes, and it's at 1,400. Are we descending? Doesn't seem like it. Or maybe we are. It's just so slow I can't detect it. Let's just see. Just let it go. Yeah, I think it is. So here we are. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Yeah, we're coming down. once we're there, we're only 6 miles. Once we get to iGuide, only 6 miles out. How far? What about Cathode? Oh, it's 12. So there's another 6 here. So about 12 from Cathode. What's our altitude getting to be? 27. Yeah, we're coming down. So if I use my VVI control on my throttle, I mean my joystick, let's get here and see if I put this to 200. It's not changing. VVI is not changing. Okay. I notice the setting, the heading is changing now. Right here. The dial is at 1400. Okay, let's drop this down another notch. Okay. Or come down a wee bit faster. And let's come down a little bit faster than that.
$2,500.
That doesn't have me landing on a runway. 31 right. Well, we're not going to try to adjust it at this point. But once here, looks like we're descending at a good rate here. Boy, those engines are loud. Four nautical miles out. Let's take off the auto throttle and start slowing it down. Auto throttle off and speed down to 200. Is my speed dropping? Yeah, I guess so. Slowly. $190. How about that? Glide slope. No. 190 is up here. 1400 is in here. I think we need to start dropping this thing down. Maybe not quite down that far. Looks like we're off track here. We're going to be too far over to the right, left rather. We're coming in right in the middle of the runway. I mean the airport rather than on the runway. So maybe I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot. Yeah, I know. Okay, and now I got it completely on manual. No, we got LNAV on here. We want to get rid of LNAV. How do we get rid of LNAV? We do not want LNAV. Let's put our gear down because we're coming in. How do I disconnect my LNAV? It's like we need to give it a little more speed. Pull the nose up a bit.
500.
Yeah, I see that. Had to take my hand off.
400.
Okay, we need to give us more gas.
Sink rate.
300.
Okay, it's full
Terrain,
throttle.
terrain.
It's full throttle.
100. Quarter to 10.
So why didn't it respond to my throttle? That is so annoying to spend all this time and you get there and give it full throttle and it doesn't respond.
Too low.
Why?
Terrain.
Okay, well, maybe I'll watch the video of that to see what was set.